Hello everybody, welcome to this week's reading, which is what is next in your love life. So whether you're single, in a relationship, in a situationship, I've got you today. This is a general reading, so remember to take what serves you and leave the rest. Choose which crystal card combo is calling you. We have pile 1 with rose quartz, pile 2 with, I think it's shangaan amethyst from Zimbabwe, and then we have a really flashy moonstone here. So 1, 2, and 3, the timestamps will be in the description below. Go ahead and pick one and then click on the corresponding timestamp in the description box below and hop right on over to your reading. So let's get started. Okay, pile 1, so welcome to your reading. You chose the rose quartz, which right off the bat makes me feel like you are kind of in need of that little bit of extra softness today. I think that there's a wide variety of situations behind the people getting readings here, so I'm sensing a little bit of literal sensitivity, and maybe not some are in the distant past and some are in the not so distant past, a sense of maybe loss, betrayal, mistrust, or grief or disappointment, and that could be from current partners or past partners or just self-worth in general. So I want to go ahead and flip the card and see what we have. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, there's a sense of really knowing what you want, but having to pray on it, wait on it, be patient. I feel that there might be a sense of loneliness and unhappiness that doesn't quite make sense to you. I am getting the message from angels in specific that you are very holy, that things kind of happen in sets of 3, that the things that you're moving through are not to be cruel, though they feel cruel because you know that you deserve a lot of love. And you might not be necessarily getting the amount of love that you expect to get, and your expectations are totally valid. It's just that the actual material realm is not able to match that because you have some metamorphosizing to do before that can take place. I'm also getting a lot of water and earth energy here. Well, I guess, and a little bit of air, like hoping for fast movement and really intellectualizing your whole relationship and love life in general, like thinking that you are going to map something out in your head or change something about the way you're manifesting, or dissect and understand and do just the right prayer or just the right spell and then everything will change. And that's really not the case, unfortunately. This is a matter of time, and I know that because the 7 of Pentacles is such a like solid, sturdy Taurus and moon energy. It's like, you know what you want, you're hypersensitive, you're open to receive, but having that Taurian energy and the plant in this having the moon in that Taurian energy makes it a very trackless, boundless energy. So just because you know what you want and you're grounded doesn't mean that the universe is moving at the same pace or has the same ideals as you. And the hardest message to swallow here is that what you want isn't actually maybe what you need. And that means that you're going to have to be patient to get what you want. And that's the hardest part about this pile that I'm already picking up on. So whether that means that an expectation you have on a lover current, or you're hoping someone's going to return, or you're hoping that something's going to be wrapped up, or you're going to get closure, or this dream person, excuse me, is going to come into your life, or even this aspect of life or this aspect of money is going to come into your life with a lover. Whatever you're waiting on, you're probably going to be waiting just a little bit longer. And I want to actually clarify a little bit more on what I just said. Like, this doesn't mean that everyone here is waiting for a lover to come into their life. It could also be that Some of you want your partner to get the job that's going to provide for you in a way that'll make your life easier. Or some of you want to move out, or some of you want to do this or that with your partner. So these are, if you're in a relationship and the relationship is fine, there could be an aspect of that relationship that you're waiting to come to fruition on, but the universe is incubating something for you. And I get a sense of irritance, like you're irritated that you have to wait, but unfortunately it's necessary. And even the greatest mind wouldn't be able to understand that, because there's an element of suffering that I'm sensing. So even if you're very intellectual and you're doing everything right, you might still not understand why this time frame has to be so excruciating. And your guides and angels have so much compassion for you, and you are being given an immense amount of strength and dignity and clarity to move through this time. So you might notice that you're more calm. You might notice that you're able to wait more so than you would have been in the past. Old expectations and like snappiness is kind of dying within you right now, and that can be a very hard grieving period for you, because you might be someone who feels very capable of manifesting a perfect reality, and you are, but there are things that are out of your control that you'll have to wait on the benefits from, because this waiting period actually benefits you more in the long run than if you were to get what you want right now. The payoff is much bigger than expected, but it might take 2 to 3 years to see what you're trying to see. And that, in the grand scheme of life, is such a short amount of time. You've already gone through a lot, and the relationship aspects or the relationship coming your way is going to be better than you ever expected, and the wait is very well worth it, okay? So I want to go a little bit deeper to get a bit of clarity on kind of the love world around you. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. Let's go ahead and do one more. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energies to others. Okay, so I do get the sense that with these cards, I get a strong message, actually, not to take it so literally. Like, don't expect an ex to come back in. This is more about looking to your past and learning from that. So you have some karmic debris with the person. Okay, let me divide this really quick, because I know that there's at least 2 groups here. If you have an ex that you obviously have some karmic debris with, I don't think I need to explain that. There's something there. There's something highly energetic. There's something painful. There's something lustful. You are still ending that part of your life, and it keeps trying to trickle in. And your old habits and expectations, and I even get the word maidenhood, your youthfulness sometimes gets the best of you, and you have this patience is maturing you so that you don't ever create a relationship like your past one. I think that one was very much based off of sexuality and lust. Or if you're in a relationship now, this is the other group that I was kind of sensing. If you're already in a relationship or you have someone in your life, the relationship is maturing to a new place. Some of you, I think, will be moving on from this relationship, and some of you, it will mature very nicely and sweet like wine. And that's going to be completely up to you. There's no surprise elements. There's nothing you're going to figure out. It's just time. And it won't happen abruptly or tragically or anything like that. It's just more like, I get the sense that for some of you, you're kind of hoping for new, fresh love to come in, and it might not happen through your current relationship, and that's going to be just fine. And I don't mean to make that more lighthearted than it is, but I think that for those of you who feel that, know it, and it's no surprise to you. Whereas some of you are in a relationship and you're wanting a new phase to come in, and you're excited in your relationship and the past of the relationship is now shifting into the future of the relationship, and I get that that will be around money. So no matter what, this pile does have a very prosperous future in love. If you are thinking that you might move on from your relationship or you need some space, don't worry, there's going to be so much of your own money. Finances will work out, there's nothing to worry about. If you're hoping that you and your partner can make more money together and you're in a relationship, it is about lightening the load. It's actually about less is more. It's about taking enough space to have your personal time and let your partner have their personal time. And it's also about just letting old habits and belief patterns, I meant to say thought patterns and beliefs, circulate so that you can start to come into more abundance. I do see job upgrades, raises, money upgrades, shifts in productivity levels. So anyway, this reconciliation isn't about somebody coming back in regardless. I don't think anyone's exes are actually coming back. I think this is more about getting closure and letting things shift, die, and be reborn. And in that way, you're coming into a much more mature, lighthearted, easily adaptable point in your identity, if that makes sense. And I hope it does. And I know it's gotten a little jumbled because I do sense, since it's a general reading, I sense a lot of people have chosen this pile. And I think that's why there's even groups within the group one. So I hope that made sense. I want to go ahead and pull a Kalima card to see what is actually shifting and dying here, what we're kind of releasing. Dhumavati, okay. So I'm going to read you what this card means. All right, Dhumavati, beloved mother who dwells in the smoke, who presides over the most difficult transition. She knows that certain endings are unavoidable. They are necessary predecessors to radical reinvention. Her presence brings the message that though disappointment, defeat, or loss and the negative repercussions of such experiences may cause suffering for a time, they will not limit your future happiness. They are a means for an opening as yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything has worked out for the absolute best. Okay, so whatever you did experience, and even if it's just disappointment, like you've been giving, I get that this group, regardless of what situation you're in, I'm going to go ahead and just like stop that narrative of breaking it down into groups. No matter what, you have given it your all and your best. And there are certain aspects of your love life that have been acting under very naive contexts, I guess. You have some naiveness that needs to mature so that you can go ahead and take the front seat and manifest an aspect of relationship and love life that meets you in your high self version, not in your lack, limitations, quiet, meek self, right? Like you know your self-worth, but it's about actually conveying that in the material realm. It's about shifting your language, your codependency, your belief around fulfillment being linked to a relationship. It's about understanding your own independence, right? And the Dhumavati card really clarifies that your suffering is not invalid. It's not that, you don't deserve love. It's none of that. It's just that in order to get you to make certain changes and make a habit out of those changes about your beliefs about yourself, the way you make money, the way you lean on others, you needed some time, okay? And you're shedding some past experiences that no longer represent who you are. You've had past relationships, you've had past aspects of the current relationship you might be in that don't represent your level of maturity and availability to prosper, thrive, and be in this very feminine, independent nature. And even if you're identifying differently from a female, I do get divine, feminine, independent, lead, main character, archetypal vibes that are coming in for you. So your independence is necessary for you to manifest a person who can uphold your highest and best set of manifestations coming your way that also relates to the way you make money. Okay? And you're through the thick of the suffering also is another thing that I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these Island Time Wellness cards. These are fun. They're very oracle-y in the sense that sometimes they can show you things that don't quite make sense, but they're still fun. So we have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. If you are seeing someone or you were seeing someone, they are not the one. Your past person was not the one. It's about just keeping it very lighthearted. We have the dragonfly. Exactly. Be lighthearted. Find out. Things coming to light. Adapt, change, heal. Spirit's just having fun with you. So if you are just in a fling, it's just a fling. Just know that. Your real manifestation isn't coming for, a little longer. Okay? So just have fun right now. We have the flirt card. And this past card could be like revisit aspects of love that you did like and use those for your future manifestation. I have a Lawn Oracle card that's the Sacred Geometry Relationships. Oh, excuse me. Abundance, 8. That's so pretty. Okay, so the Abundance card says the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. So I did sense that, your next relationship or next phase of relationship has a lot to do with more money. It has a lot to do with two people kind of growing and thriving together. And even these two, I mentioned these for like flings, but if you are in a relationship and you, again, feel happy in your relationship and you resonated with the fact that, old facets of this relationship are dying, we're moving into a more abundant, mature state of our relationship. And there's been some suffering and some grief and disappointment in there. These two cards can kind of just symbolize to do what you can to keep it lighthearted, to keep yourself happy, and know that what you're trying to manifest is totally possible, and lightheartedness is a big part of it, and waiting is also a big part of it, okay? So overall, this group is headed into a period of obvious abundance and shared manifestations and wealth. Your soulmate is very obvious to you. If you're in the relationship with your soulmate, you know that, but if you're not in a relationship, your soulmate is coming, and it is not a fling. So just wanted to make that clear. I'm going to pull one of these Lover's Oracle cards. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Okay, obviously, right? Like, we have all these cards that are just like enhancing your bravery and independence and ability to lead your own life. And this is good because you don't want to wait too long to be able to be that independent leader and really have sovereignty over your relationship. You don't want to just be small energy that just like relies on someone else to take care of them, and you're never fully happy or sure what it looks like to be an independent person. You might have lived a lot of your life that way, and now you're coming into a point where that's just not going to be the case, right? So it's about sovereignty for you now, and luckily there's nothing bad that has to happen to bring this about. You've already actually been through the rough. So the next part of your love life is going to be about being lighthearted, having fun, making money, coming into abundance, meeting that soulmate down the road, or letting you and your lover have, just like your independent free space, and then blossoming gracefully into the next part of the next chapter of your relationship. Okay, and then again, for some of you, you might be moving on, and I know there's a lot of messages there, but this is a lot of messages reading, okay? 2 cards to end your reading. We have Starseed, What Lights You Up, and Share Your Voice Reversed. And I usually don't read things read oracle cards reversed, but I do think when they are reversed, it just means you're having trouble meeting this energy where it's at or embracing it. Share your voice being inversed. I think you have some conversations if you're currently in a relationship that you might need to have, or it's about creating more together. If it's not about the conversation piece, it's about having more fun together, finding more ways to go on dates and just like keep that up and create together, maybe even creating a business together. And then if you're not in a relationship, I think it's about everything we've been talking about up until this point, like just coming into yourself and really following your path. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe. It all really helps me. And until next time, bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. Hopping right in, I want to take a look at this beautiful crystal. So this little tiny crystal was kind of an expensive piece. I don't know, the cameras doesn't seem to be picking it up super well, but it does have like a little phallic crystal stemming out from the bottom. It has a lot of contrast of purple. There's like some almost black purple to like translucent purple areas. There's lots of markings and etchings. There's even droplets of water. There's flashes. I wish my lighting was picking it up a little bit better, but it's from Zimbabwe. I have connected this to Shango and Orisha that I have yet to work with more, but I felt was maybe available to work with. And then I was at the gem fair and found this crystal, and he was like, it's shangaan amethyst from Zimbabwe. And I was like, wow. And I was like, okay, I need it. And sometimes I like to look at the story of how the crystal came to life to get more insight onto the reading, because I think that there are opportunities that you haven't explored in full yet. I think they could have to do with your ancestors or spirits or mediumship or your spirituality. I think that you are possibly kind of an intense person with a lot of abilities in this world, who there's a lot of potential around you. There's money potential. You might be very charming, beautiful, kind of a glittering personality. So I'm just gonna go into the tarot card now because I love the energy, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper with some cartomancy. So Knight of Cups, oh my gosh, I think that that is a perfect card for this crystal's energy that I was just picking up on, because the Knight of Cups is such a charming, watery, like low-key, sexy, humble kind of, just so poetic and dark and hot, you know? So yeah, that energy is that energy, but what is next in this person's love life? Let's go ahead and see. So for group 2, I'm gonna pull some of these Doreen Virtue Angel Love card things. We're gonna do 2. I'm feeling her and her. Okay. Da-ding. Okay, so we have past life relationship. You have known each other before, and then we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Wow, okay. Da-da-da. I hate when cards like that come up, but we're just gonna roll with it. So I do think that a lot of you are in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship, this person is very close. I'm getting a timeline of 2 months, maybe even 2 weeks. You might even be talking to this person and they're rolling back around a little bit deeper in the future, okay? So just give it a little bit of time. Water sign energy, fire sign energy, maybe some earth sign energies going on here. But past life relationship speaks for itself. There are some karmic dues here that might have to do with this time apart. You know, the time apart thing could just be a couple of weeks, it could be a few days, it could be like you're waiting on them to come into your life, or you guys had a rough start where you couldn't really be together. These are all karmic debts, karmic ties, karmic contracts that have already been playing out in your relationship. I want to keep going deeper. I don't want to pause for too long here. So I pulled a Kali card for group 1. I'm going to do it for all the groups now, to see, you know, what you really need to clear away. So for group 2, what do they really need to clear away? I'm feeling this one. 44, Bhavatarini. What a beautiful emanation of Kali Ma we have there with the lay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read. I like to read Alana Fairchild's takes on her cards because she just has such a beautiful way with words. We also have number 44, which tells me, 22 times 2. You and your partner are master people. You are two 22s coming together. 22 is the master number. You're likely to teach other people how to live around you. People look to you guys for inspiration. This is power couple energy. And we're going to see what Bhavatarini has for you. The Tantric priestess of karmic release manifests with the capacity to integrate higher divine energy into even the most stubborn patterning that has so far resisted healing. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop fueling the fire or reverse the damage, she appears. Her presence indicates that this is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. She will support the work, and much growth can come from it, particularly at this time. No matter how wild they may seem, the storms of your life shall be gentled. You shall emerge unharmed. Okay, so disruptions that this could be hinting at. So I don't necessarily think this has to be time apart. It could literally be like little irritants and annoying things. Other people, time, oh my God, I am tripping over my words. Time restrictions, just things kind of getting in the way of the flow of this beautiful relationship here. And it's not that anything's wrong or anything's ending or anything like that. It's just that some stuff is being cleared, and clearing takes work. But they are coming to an end. So if you do have a little bit of time apart, or there is some sort of disruption or delay or just something like that, know that this might be one of the last annoyances that you're going to deal with for a while. I think you guys have a really beautiful aspect of relationship coming in. I do get that some of you might be moving or relocating or taking on a new phase or chapter in your life, and if you're waiting on someone to come in, this person will come in after that. Or you and your partner could be, again, traveling or going somewhere. So overall message I'm getting here is that this is a very tantric phase coming into your life. There's a lot of beautiful sexuality, connection, dreaminess, fantastical memories to be made with this partner. They are your soulmate. You've had many lifetimes where you've created this bond to be as deep and as multifaceted as it is now. And there is some work to do before this next beautiful phase can really blossom in. These are the Island Time Wellness cards. I like to just pull these for fun. I don't always take them so literally, but we'll just see what we get here. I'll pull 2. Talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. Text, call, email, hoovering, okay? Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. Okay, so like I said, there is some really beautiful times on the horizon for you guys. I don't think I need to go into much more. I do get this like energy of you guys share a lot of interests, or maybe you start something together, or you're collaborating on something. There's a lot of opportunity and beauty and travel even on the horizon for you guys. And if there is a little bit of annoying things going on, or there are things that are coming in between this beautiful flow, don't sweat it too much, okay? It's not going to be that bad. And I think most of you already done the majority of that work anyway. Here is a relationship card from a Sacred Geometry Lawn deck. We have Transparency, 43. The energy of transparency supports our expansion toward a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. Look how beautiful that is. So in this next part of your love life, there is just so much telepathy going on. I think that you guys have such a strong psychic bond. You're able to really be interdependent rather than codependent. You're kind of shifting that narrative as well. You're like, oh, I have faith and I trust this person and all my needs are met, so I can just fully be myself. I'm going to go ahead and pull, I think I'm going to do 2 more. Forgiveness, 20. So you may not have always been as evolved as you are, and neither has your partner. And there might be some little things that come up where you're like, oh, that doesn't make me super stoked that I found that out, or that I've done that, or, you know, that my past is what it is. Like, there could be things that come up, and it's up to you if you want to turn it into, if you want to pole vault over a mouse turd. The energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. You can let that old stuff go. It's not indicative of your future, and it doesn't represent or symbolize you at this point. You've already grown out of all that, okay? And lastly, the 5th chakra, number 5, the energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. I do get the sense that you may also be sharing this relationship online with all the travel and this. Like, I feel like this relationship could do well if you were to market it, if you will. So, side note for those of you that create content, share more of that spark between you guys with others so that they can be inspired. Your relationship will be very protected. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull one of these Lover's Oracle cards. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Don't let your work, don't let your expectations get in the way of the pleasure of life. You have so many blessings around you. This relationship is going to be so beautiful. Don't let those minor details that annoy you or frustrate you, or those goals and ambitions, get in the way of being able to enjoy today, because this is one of the highlights of your life. Okay, and lastly, to send you off, I'm just going to pull a Rebecca Campbell, what is it? You Work Your Light Oracle card for you. Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. I think that you're coming into such a beautiful point in yourself, and your material is starting to match that beauty, and you want it to keep going. Like, you're so hungry for it and you want to just keep going. And I think that that's why you shift into like hyperdrive, extreme productivity. Don't burn yourself out. Everything's coming at its perfect time. Everything's going to be so beautiful. You have so many beautiful things building upon each other, like the Fibonacci, just spiraling bigger and wider and more beautiful ahead of you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was a really beautiful reading to be a part of for me. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Leave a comment below. And until my next reading, I'll see ya. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your What's Next in Love reading. You chose the moonstone, which makes me feel the need to tell you that travel, psychic stuff, astral travel, and protection is all at a increased magnetism for you right now. So your life might, benefit from more time dedicated to exploring your mind, your inner awareness, your soul, your consciousness, more meditation, researching quick and easy ways just to protect yourself, whether that be through mantras, setting boundaries with time, protecting your inner empath. Those might be issues that you're also here to confront in this reading. And I think overall, too, the message is like, you're okay. Don't overthink anything. If you do feel like other people are affecting you too much, you're fine. You ultimately have the say about what affects you. It's no one else's responsibility but yours to feel safe and protected. And simple actions can lead you there, and the universe will be showing you more simple ways to just incorporate those feelings in a way that actually serves you and benefits you. It's just up to you to be open to believing in yourself and your ability to feel safe, protected, held, psychic, all at once. Okay? Okay. So hopping into your tarot card, we have the Queen of Cups. Yes, she's very psychic. We had a lot of water energy, which I guess emotions, tend to be pretty watery. So I am picking up on a lot of beauty here. I'm picking up on envy. I'm picking up the message that you need to stop focusing on what other people are up to and keep your eyes on your own paper, because you're tripping off stones that are on your path sometimes. Social media, only go on social media to be inspired, not to compare. You need to not do negative self-talk, because the stuff that you're up to and creating is very valid, very beautiful, very necessary to the people who you share it with. So again, no comparing. You're a beautiful flower that's blossoming. Don't judge the color of the back of the petal before you've seen the full bloom, if you will. And don't just like cut the flower short, right? There are also rewards that are going to be cashed in on. So I'm feeling that this is very centered around you, in that it's not so much about love at this point in your life, but you definitely, deserve love, and I'm still going to give you this reading, but I am feeling this very clear focal point on you and what you're up to. So keep it up. The angels are encouraging you. Your guides are around you, ancestors, goddesses. You are so highly charged. And yeah, and I didn't mean to say like you deserve love, like you didn't know that. I'm just saying that you're such a special person. Being in love with yourself, don't miss out on that opportunity, I guess, because you're such a beautiful human. Okay, so past life relationship, you have known each other before. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I don't think I need to say so much more about those, other than the fact that if you're waiting on someone to come in, it will be a karmic relationship. They are coming. You just need a little more time for this bloom. And if you're already in a relationship, girl, guy, they, whoever you are, aliens of tarot, your relationship is blossoming alongside of you. Oh, it's so magical. Everything is growing alongside of you. You're at such a lively point in life. Like, oh, it's so, I get such an overwhelming, beautiful, astonished, dazzling energy around you. You are such a queen. I decided to bring out the Kali cards to see what you might need to clear before, things are shifting forward, and what kind of debris is being cleared as you evolve. So we have the Mahakali. Oh, this is a very special emanation of Kali Ma. Definitely one of the more powerful archetypes that I've personally worked with. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the blip at the top of the Alana Fairchild page, Alana Fairchild description. So card number 16. 16 is also the number of the tower. You might be someone who has a lot of energy and drive, and you might be a masculine person in the sense that you really go out and get what you want. You're getting more forward, more bold. You're learning how to make structures and boundaries and habits that support that inner fluid feminine being. Learning how to tend to your body more is important right now. And 16, Mars, Aries, Scorpio could be significant signs. And then also I was going to say moving, because 16, the tower, could have to do with changes that are big and beautifully destructive. So moving and changing jobs and changing big things in your life to better suit the quality of your life is on the horizon. So number 16, her magnificence steadies the anxious mind and reassures the heart of the empowering grace that arises through trust in her. Attempting to fathom the wisdom behind the workings of the Divine Mother would be like trying to cram the entire ocean into a teacup. Such wisdom is vast and our perspective is limited, yet we don't need to understand the divine will to benefit from it. Better to allow her creativity, resourcefulness, and unlimited vision to take effect in our lives, bringing us every grace necessary for our blessed fulfillment. first of the 10 wisdom goddesses, or Mahavidyas, is the 10-armed Mahakali. She is laden with her sacred weapons. Many arms and weapons symbolize the capacity of the Divine Mother to work beyond human limitations. So she's trying to reassure you. If you're tripping or you're wondering if things are going to start going backwards, or you're devolving in some way, it's not true. You're just on the spiral, and things look awfully familiar sometimes as we grow because we've been in similar situations. But trust me, this turn of the wheel is better, far better than any situation you've been in or will be, or like it will turn out better, right, than you could have ever imagined. I'm going to pull, I pulled already 2 of these Island Time Wellnesses, and these are just little fun, like, oracle-y cards. Oh, I feel like that one wanted to come out too. Talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hoovering. And then I pulled both of these. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Okay. Whoa. I do think that you've been through some real stuff, not just in relationship, but in friendship. I think that there's jealousy that surrounds you sometimes that kind of gets to you because you are so empathic, which brings up the protection. I think that sticking to your boundaries is very good for you right now, because if you have had a past relationship that walked through your boundaries, or past aspects of your relationship kind of demolished your ideas around what you deserve, you're rebuilding those things now. And, you know, that pain is still with you. But it is important to stay optimistic, because there are good things despite what you may have been through in the past, or what people have shown you about themselves before. And I definitely see why it's troubling to be such a beautiful flower and to blossom in the midst of the pain that you have experienced, that most people, I don't even think, know that you've gone through. Okay, so what's next in group 3's love life? Let's just go ahead and pull 2. Whoop! No, that's too many, Spirit. That's a lot of cards that just fell out. Okay, so despite what you have been through, things are changing now for you. Card 38, 3 and 8 equals 11, and 11 is the number of change and lessons learned and learning new things, and then teaching and leading by example. And I do think that in your relationship you do a lot of that. I think both of you will be learning a lot more from each other and paying more attention to each other. And then with the 44 union, 44 is a combo of 2 22s, right? When we have the 22 is the master number, and it's kind of someone, again, that leads by example and is here to really solidify their sense of wealth and sense of self, and to be a master at their chosen craft. So with this card coming up, I feel like despite the turmoil that you may have even been through in this relationship, there actually is such a sense of union and beauty unlike you've ever really experienced coming in for the both of you. And whether, again, this is a current relationship or an incoming relationship, you do have a lot of beauty and just like really magical times ahead of you. All right, and then I have a Lover's Oracle card to pull for you. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. This was kind of another thing that I was sensing along the way, is that I think that you have a very black and white view of how things should be in order to appease you or uphold your sense of self-worth, and the universe is really trying to get you to base your sense of self-worth on yourself rather than what other people say and do. So sometimes these little tests come your way that test your sense of security and make sure that you're still on the right track and that you haven't calcified or disassociated from the process of becoming a very self-validated human. And I think I'll pull this one as well. So secret admirer, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Yeah, I think that this, if you're single, obviously is pretty straightforward. And if you're in a relationship, this kind of means that maybe your person has been through a lot with you, and now they're learning how to kind of trust you, and those secret emotions that they didn't feel safe to express to you is now coming to the surface, and you're really getting to cash in on some of the rewards that have been held out up until now. Okay. And then for this group, since there was the two kind of heavy hitting cards, I kind of just wanted to pull some clarity on where that is headed. What can group 3 expect from that situation? Where is it headed? What sort of closure can they expect? Anything we need to know. We'll just keep it open for spirit. 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, okay. And 6 of Cups. Okay, I do think that this had a lot to do with, obviously, money or work. So, okay, my camera died. But I think that there has been a habit of yours that has led you to base your security on other people. And that could be your hyperfixating on your job and hoping you're doing well enough there, or you're basing all of your fulfillment on what a partner thinks of you, or if a friend is trustworthy. Like, there's a lot of looking outwards for self-validation and hoping that there will be enough for you to feel happy, satisfied, etc. And again, a lot of these cards point back to you, and so the future of your love life very much depends on your ability to actually just open up and receive despite what the past has been like, and not to put all of your eggs in one basket, and to know that whatever happens and what changes happen, it's about being fluid and letting go of the need to control the unknown, right? And I know that's very broad, but I do think that your paranoia can get to you and ruin such an awesome opportunity to create something new. And what's happened in your past is over. Like, you're not going back to those mechanisms. You don't have the same coping skills anymore. Those people that don't serve you are going away, or they're evolving alongside of you. You really don't have a lot to worry about. Anything that's kept in the dark from you is going to be a blessing that comes your way, and there's nothing really to worry about. I think it's just your anxiety, your mind, and your fear of the unknown can be heart-wrenching when you mix it together with some of your past experiences. You don't know how to envision a better future, I guess. So the universe is telling you that through your ability to really solidify self-worth based off of you. So your ability to work hard at what you love, your ability to create and share your passions, and your ability to be fluid will allow you and your partner to both manifest at your own rates and evolve at your own rates, which will actually align perfectly. You will run a parallel of growth so that you'll end up meeting, and I even see like the serpents crossing paths. So you're going at your own rate, and you might have a little bit of distance, and then you come together in a really beautiful way. And every time it can look familiar, but you are growing higher, right? Like a helix or a DNA. It's doing the same pattern, but it's going upwards, or it's going to a different place. Or a wheel, when it turns, you see different parts over and over again. A spiral returns to the same general area, but it gets bigger every time, and that's kind of like you. I think since you've been through a lot of painful stuff, you're so afraid that when things start looking familiar or patterns arise, that it's going to end up like that, and it's just not. And that's the main message I think that Spirit wants to put through for group 3, is that there's nothing to worry about. And you can look at those things and learn from them, and and know that it'll be okay, and stand in that sovereignty of still showing up and being vulnerable and not callousing over and not letting your heart be like locked up, and actually getting to experience the level of beauty, independence, and success that you're destined for. And you can do that even in this relationship, and it's a very soulmate, karmic type relationship that you're in or about to be in. So with that, I'm going to close the reading with a Work Your Light Oracle card from Rebecca Campbell's deck. So just a closing message for group 3. Inner Temple, Devotion, Tune into the portal of your heart. This is like the main card of this deck. She used it for the cover. And I think, again, it just goes back to this is all about you more so. So just keep focusing on you, and the more that you do that and spend time doing what you love, the more you'll be blessed in this next phase of love life, and you'll find that your partner is so divinely magnetized to you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you'd like. And until next time, bye.